So let's have a look at this. Now the first question is, find the exact value of 10 pi on 8, okay? Which makes you scratch your head for a second, because you're like, pi on 8, 22.5 degrees. Like what exact value is that? Thankfully though, we've been doing questions on this for ages now, right? So even though pi on 8 is not exact, it's pretty close to another angle, which we do know the exact value for. What are we going to get this in terms of? Pi on 4, right? So pi on 8 is half of pi on 4. So we're going to use the half angle results, which are really just the double angle results in reverse. Okay. So I would write my first line like so. Tan 2x. What's just the regular expansion?
2 tan x over 1 minus tan squared
Good.
x.
Okay, so the x that I'm interested in here is pi on 8, which makes that tan 2x over there pi on 4. Okay, so that's going to give me this. Tan pi on 4 there, and all my tan pi on 8s are going to be on this right-hand side. Okay, so now what?
You turn tan pi on 4 into 1.
Okay, so tan of pi on 4, tan of 45 degrees is just equal to 1, okay? Now I'm going to skip a step there.
Solve the quadratic.
Take a seat, hurry up. I'm going to bring that over the other side, so because this is just 1, right? So then I can cross multiply. So I've got 1 minus tan squared there. I've got 2 tan over here, okay? And I'll just shuffle it around a little bit to make the quadratic a little more obvious, okay? So I'm guessing we'll get tan squared, 2 tan, and that must be minus 1. Yeah, does that look about right? If I rearranged it correctly, signs are all okay? Now, doesn't factorize nicely, does it? So I'm just going to launch straight into the formula, okay? So this is just minus b plus or minus and so on, okay? So help me through the numbers. What do we start with?
Minus 2 plus minus 4 minus 4 plus minus 4, yes. Over 2. Yeah.
I think that's right, yeah?
Which
So that's
is
minus 2 plus or minus, now that's root 8,
minus
isn't it?
1 plus minus
And root 8 is 2 root 2. Okay, so I can take that out, so that's minus 1 plus or minus root 2. Okay, so
it has to be positive.
yeah, so just like usual, it's a quadratic, so that's why we have two solutions. But, okay, what am I saying this is equal to? What am I solving for? I'm solving for tan of an acute angle.
So you can
Right.
reverse both sides.
Well, I don't even need to really do that. I can say that tan of an acute angle must be greater than 0. I can say that that's positive. That's enough of an argument, okay? So therefore, it can't be possibly be minus 1 minus root 2, because that's very negative. So therefore, it's the positive answer only. Okay, great. So there's part 1, I think. Was it part 1?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, good. All right, so then the next question, part 2, says, and there's a hence, right? And it's not a, actually, is it hence or otherwise? It's just hence, right? They lock you in.
There's no hence.
It's just,
Deduce.
okay, right. So, which is the same idea. Like, okay, I've got to take this, and somehow I've got to get from that to this. Okay? Now, what ideas do we have here? What ways could we go about this? Okay?
Split it up.
You can just do the same.
Okay, now I could do a similar thing to what I did here, right? I can say, well, 3 pi on 8, that is pi on 8 plus pi on 4, right? Isn't it? It is, right?
Yes.
So I can say that's tan of, let's see, pi on 8 plus pi on 4. Okay, so now I can do the expansion, right? What is the expansion?
So is that the right way? Or
That's the long way, isn't it? Can't you say tan?
What long? I haven't said about anyways. I'm just saying, you know, I'm still using this. I'm still using it, right? I'm still
You're
deducing.
not using that, but using
So wait, we're not liking this idea? We're not liking it.
9.
No. Okay. Why are we so dissatisfied with this answer?
Because it's only worth 1 mark and
Ah.
this is too complicated.
Yes.
So you're a bit sus. You're like, this will take forever. Well, at least it'll take a little while. Now I will do this just for the sake of it because I actually don't think it's that bad. Okay. But what would be a faster way? Can we work out a faster way?
Yeah.
Okay, now that shouldn't make you raise your eyebrows, right? So they want us to show that this is actually equal to the reciprocal of this, right? This is root 2 minus 1, okay? And they want us to show that tan of this angle is 1 on root 2 minus 1, which makes you think, okay, there must be a closer connection than just this. Now, what kind of connection could we use?
Draw a triangle and then put it in the second quadrant.
Okay, so
No, first quadrant.
3 pi on 8 is still acute, and pi on 8's acute. So I can put this in a right angle triangle. It'll work, right? So what would it look like? Here's my right angle. So there's pi on 8. Okay, so what's the other angle?
3
Okay, so what else do I need to put on here?
The
Based on
numbers. So one
numbers,
side
that's helpful. Okay, so tan of pi on 8,
is root 2 minus 1, so the opposite
Yeah,
is
so-
root 2 minus 1.
and I can write it like that, which I know seems a bit silly, but it shows there's a ratio involved, right? The ratio I'm after is opposite on adjacent. So that makes this root 2 minus 1, and that's 1. Okay? So from this triangle, if I give it some names, okay? So the reason why I'm giving it a name is so that I can connect it to a right angled triangle, rather it's not some identity that I'm using, okay? Tan of 3 pi on 8 is just, well, it's opposite on adjacent, right? Opposite on adjacent. And as you've noticed, it is just 1 mark, okay? And just for the sake of comparison, how long would it take, okay? What's the expansion? Tan pi on 8 plus tan pi on 4, 1 minus...
And pi on 8 tan pi on 4.
Now this is not that bad because tan pi on 4 is just 1, right? So what do I get? I'm going to get root 2 minus 1 plus 1, 1 minus root 2 minus 1
Times 1.
times 1.
Sorry.
Okay, so you just get
root 2 on 2 minus
two.
root 2.
on, yes.
And then you can
that
divide
right?
everything by root.
It's-
No, it's 2 minus root 2.
That's right, isn't it? And I divide every...
it's two-
Have I got my order wrong?
two on
Other way around?
No. It's there's
Two
no
minus
coefficients in
root
front of the
two.
root 2.
There's no.
Two.
There's no
Ah, I
2.
see.
You rubbed out everything apart from the 2.
There we go. Is that better? And now I can divide everything
Divide
forward.
everything
I didn't think it was that bad. I don't think it was that bad. But it's true. It's true. This is kind of a more elegant way to go about it. Okay. If you're going to make an argument about a triangle, you better have a triangle in your diagram. Yeah. If you want to make this kind of argument, much like the integration, the areas, the definite integrals of inverse trig functions, if you are going to make an argument that's geometric, you need to have the picture there.